Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Dreamleapers Inspiration. I'm your host, Harriet Cole. As always, absolutely honored to be with you today. We are at the beginning of a new year, 2022. The beginning. I talk a lot about the bookends. The beginnings are so important. How we start things really matters, and also how we end things really matters. So let's focus on beginnings because we are at the beginning of this year. You know, we are several days in, but it's still fresh. 2022. What is the promise of 2022 for you? We recently did a meditation event last week in the evening, hoping that many people could join together wherever you are, after work for some, in the middle of the day for others, whatever your time zone. And of course, because we live in an on demand world, you could tune in whenever you want. And in fact, if you do want, you can still tune in to our Let's Meditate 2022 Dream Leapers event. It's still up. You're welcome to join, and I'll ask my assistant to put the link in the chat box so that you can join at any time so you can immerse yourself into meditation to help you connect to your heart, to your spirit, to the divinity that dwells within your own being and that connects all of us to each other. So we did that because I've learned now some 30 years of practice that meditation connects you instantly to the greatness within. And when you practice meditation, when you create a discipline out of practicing meditation, what happens is you're able to go deeper. You're able to become still. You're able to allow the thoughts that swirl around within you to quiet down. And when they quiet down, you're better able to listen to the voice inside. Now, let's talk about that voice inside. When you were little, I bet your mother said to you, pay attention, pay attention to, well, she might not have said the voice inside, but our mothers had all kinds of ways of describing what that voice is. Um, did you remember to take your books? Did you remember to, the most classic for us of any age is pick up the umbrella? Did you just have an inkling that you should do something right before you needed whatever that was? Intuition, sometimes it is called, a wisdom, inner wisdom, whatever it's called. From a very young age, all of us have had a sense of knowing that lives within us. And that was even true when we were little and completely relied on our parents for everything. When we were unable to make decisions theoretically on our own, when decisions were made for us by loved ones, by our elders, by our parents, even then, even then, that stirring inside was there and might guide us. Oh, don't touch the flame, it'll burn you. Of course, your mother told you to, but it wasn't just the voice inside your mother's head, it was the voice within you, giving you fair warning, pointing you in a direction that is wholesome, that lives and throbs with potential, that can guide you to your own greatness. That voice inside is what I have learned is our connection to God. And when we have glimpses of knowing, that voice is inside of me. It's not just something that Harriet talks about, tells me about. It's not just something that some of my friends who are much more advanced in their yoga practice tell me about. It's not just for the people who, live very clean lives, or the people who are far more disciplined than I am. It's not just in their purview. What I have learned, friends, is that this is true for every single one of us, no matter who we are. That the voice is there, that the wisdom is inside of us, no matter who you are, no matter how great you think you are, no matter how dull you think you are, no matter what you think about yourself, it is still there. The challenge for us is to cultivate it, to nurture it, to honor it. And how do we do that? How do we coax that voice out? How do we strengthen that voice? How do we give space for that voice to live and to speak to us? That's the question. And what's the answer? Breathe. Why is that the answer? Well, let's think about it. What is it in us that connects us to everyone and that also assures that we live? Isn't it the breath? Without the breath, without the flow of energy moving in and out of our bodies all day long, whether we are in a waking state, a dreaming state, a deep sleep state, an agitated state, a joyful state, whatever our state, we cannot live without engaging the breath. Isn't that a powerful thing to know? Cannot live without engaging the breath. The breath allows us to live. Okay, that's one level. But just on the living level, we have to breathe in and out. We have to breathe in order to live. We know this. This is not rocket science. This is a fact among facts. We have to breathe in order to live. But what we're talking about today is much more important and much more profound than simply living, which in and of itself is miraculous. We are talking about being connected to the voice inside, about giving space to the voice so that we can hear what the voice has to say. That's taking our understanding of the breath to a whole different level, right? What that is telling us is that if we breathe, if we allow ourselves to engage the breath fully, to create space within our being, to be still, to be able to listen, to be able to be quiet so that we can listen. When we create the space through the use of the breath so that we are still, then we have moved out the clutter so that we have space to see and to hear and to have communion with the truth. Isn't that a powerful thought? And guess what? It's not just a thought, it is real. It is real, it is true. And so I want to spend some time today engaging the breath. I want all of us to do this. We did it quite a bit during our meditation event, our Dreamleapers Let's Meditate 22 event. We did it then, and I'd like to do it now. So everyone, please put your feet flat on the floor wherever you are. We're going to do this in little increments because I like showing people it doesn't take that long to connect to the greatness within. So put your feet flat on the floor, elongate your spine, and relax your shoulders. Put your thumb and your forefinger together on your knees. Close your eyes if you will, and just breathe. This is all about breathing. Today's Dreamleapers inspiration is about the breath. So just notice your breath as it moves in and out. Just notice it. Allow it to move in and out very naturally. Notice how deeply you naturally let the air in and give yourself space to exhale. Without necessarily taking a deep breath, just take a full breath. And then allow yourself to exhale a full breath. In and out. In and out. In and out. Yes. In and out. Allow yourself to breathe. Allow yourself to welcome the air moving in and out of your being. And if you feel discomfort in your body, many people do, just tell your brain to direct the breath to that part of your body that's uncomfortable. Offer the breath to any discomfort in your body. Offer the breath to this moment. Give yourself permission to go all the way in right now. You have already given yourself permission to be here in this Dreamleapers inspiration experience. So don't worry about what's next. Don't feel agitation in your body about rushing to the next accomplishment that's on your list. You have given yourself permission to be here. Breathe and allow yourself to be here. Be present. Breathe. Feel the breath as it moves in and out of your body. Thank yourself for giving yourself the gift of the breath, of noticing the breath. God gives you breath every day, throughout the day. The gift you are giving yourself right now is to notice your breath, to honor your breath as it moves in and out. Breathe. And as you breathe, notice what happens to the mind. Different thoughts pop up here and there, different sounds fill your space. Instead of focusing on those thoughts or those sounds, just let them pass. I hear cars whizzing by on the busy streets of Harlem. You may hear birds. You may hear a jackhammer. There's a lot of construction going on all over. You may hear voices. Whatever you hear, let it go. Let it pass. Breathe. You don't even have to pay attention to whatever's moving back and forth in your space. Just be with yourself right now. Thank yourself for paying attention to your breath. And now I want you to ask yourself, what is your intention for this day? What is your intention now? Ask your heart, what is my intention today? What is my intention now? Breathe. What is my intention now? What is my intention today? Breathe. Allow yourself to sit with that question. I didn't ask you, what is your intention for the year? I asked, what is your intention now? What is your intention for today? Notice what comes up for you as you breathe naturally and allow your body to still. Be still. Trust yourself. Allow yourself to let the thoughts go away and let the inspiration bubble forth. What is my intention now? What is my intention today? What is coming up for you? Whatever it is, don't judge it. Just notice whatever comes up. Very often, what comes up for us when we ask these simple, honest questions without an agenda, very often what comes up is not what we expected. Sometimes really practical things come up. Sometimes really big dreams come up. Sometimes chores come up. Sometimes inspirations about health, about work, about family, about the future. Whatever comes up, allow it to come. Notice it, but don't hold on to it. Breathe. 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 What is my intention for now? What is my intention for today? Very gently open your eyes. Now I'd like you to take a moment and write down whatever came up for you. When you asked yourself those questions, what is my intention for now? What is my intention for today? What came up? What did you see? What did you feel? What stirring occurred within your heart, within your being? What came up? What did you notice? Whatever it is, write it down, no judgment. Write down whatever came up for you. Know that it is for you. You don't have to tell anyone. You can if you want, but you don't have to. This exercise is so you can tell yourself what came up for me. What did I tell myself that I want to do and intend to do today? What did I tell myself that I intend to do now? When you leave this broadcast, will you fulfill that intention? What was it? Write it down. Go back to that space where you were just simply breathing and allowing your whole body to relax and to be at peace. You know what happens when you allow yourself to be at peace and to be filled with your own power? Inspiration comes. It does. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, I didn't believe that. I didn't believe it could happen for me. I don't know how to meditate. I don't know what you're talking about. Meditation is a gift that you can give yourself, a gift of listening to the voice inside. And so often, little messages come forth. And if we're paying attention, we notice them. And now, for Dreamleapers, what I intend for all of us is not just to notice these things. That, oh, I have a dream. Ooh, how yummy. That dream was so good. Or that dream was so powerful. That's the beginning. The noticing. And then it's the claiming. Aha, I claim that dream. That was mine. That came out of me. That inspiration came out of my core. Claim it. So you invite it to come forth. You create space so that it can through meditation and through the breath. And then when you notice it, you have to claim it. Ah, there it is. There's my inspiration right there. There's my intention right there. I see it. I claim that. I claim it and I own it. That's why I like to write it down. If you claim it and you own it and you concretize it by writing it down, that's a very important step toward activation. So that means you have accessed it and claimed it, owned it. It is mine. You write it down, you declare it. And what's next? You don't just let it sit there on the paper or on the computer or on your phone. You have to work on it now. Cultivate it. At Dreamleapers, we access and activate our dreams. How do you activate it? Think about batteries. You have to charge them, right? And then you use them. So, charging the battery of your inspiration happens through meditation and practice. If you don't charge it, then the battery just dies and boom, it's over. You might not even remember to recharge it. So, the charging of your internal battery to do your work, to do you, is essential. And how you do that is continuous practice. By continuing to go back to that mini meditation that helps you to access your inspiration. By going deeper each time into whatever you said you wanted to focus on. So you can guide yourself in a meditation. The meditation on whatever you were inspired to claim. So sometimes you can have a meditation that's simply stillness and allowing yourself to learn whatever your universe, your internal universe wants you to learn. Other times, you can meditate on your dream, on your inspiration. What can I learn more deeply about my inspiration? So you can sit yourself down and say, today, I'm going to focus on that message that came from me. And ask myself as I breathe and go into that quiet space of meditation, what will I learn today as I explore my inspiration, as I explore what I have claimed, as I explore my intention? What more can I learn? What can I learn now? And then when that is your focus, what you will notice are things in your awareness that speak to that, because you have created a laser sharp focus for your meditation. And then notice what comes up. This is how you activate that intention, you activate that dream. You start with the meditation, you harvest what comes up, and then create an action plan so that you're not simply noticing in the meditation and then the next time you meditate, you notice some more. No, you write down, what did the voice tell you? And what are you to do with what the voice told you? What steps can you take? Sometimes those steps will be clearly outlined in your breathing exercise and in your meditation. Other times, you need to put your brain on it and think about it. Well, what did that message really mean? Maybe the message was broad and you need to make it more specific. That's when you focus on it. If, a lot of people have told me that their inspiration, as we've transitioned from 2021 into this beginning of 2022, a lot of people have told me that their inspiration is about their health. I think in part because COVID knocked all of us down in one way or another. We have been at home for so long, And also at the beginning of the year, many people just think about their health and reigniting their passion about being healthy. So let's say that health is on your list. Health isn't enough. If you had, during your meditation just now, if you were told, get healthy, which is great, that isn't getting you healthy. That's not specific enough. What can you do that pushes you toward healthy actions and behaviors and choices? This is when you need to add your brain, to add your understanding of how you live right now to whatever that inspiration was. What can you do? Move more, yes. Eat differently. Drink more water. Think positive thoughts. Choose to be around people who are uplifting. Let go of relationships that are toxic. These are just a few things that I know can help in the space of get healthy. But even those, let's go into one that I just said, to remove toxic relationships from your life. Let's just say that's one. That's still way too big. Then you need to sit with that. Which relationships are toxic? Why are they toxic? Is there a way to redirect the energy that you have toward those relationships? Is there a way for you to show up differently? So when you show up differently, the relationship may change. Is the relationship salvageable? Is it worth it? Is it time to walk away? How do you walk away? Those were like 10 questions. I don't know, a lot of questions under that one topic. Do you see what I'm getting at? When you take seriously what you have told yourself you're going to do, you need to break whatever that is down into actionable steps. And it starts with asking yourself endless questions so that you can get as specific as possible. And the questions have to include your responsibility in whatever the experience is. Now, today's Dreamleapers inspiration is about the breath. Why is that important when you're going through this process? Well, I can tell you, just that one question about toxic relationships can be so fiery that it can make you uncomfortable. A lot of times when people are uncomfortable, they stop breathing. They hold their breath. They're like, oh, when I think about that person or my behavior in a particular relationship or the past in relationship to a person or an experience, very often we stop breathing when challenging memories bubble forth, especially if we have done something that we aren't proud of. And guess what? Whoever you are, you're not immune to that. We've all done something we're not proud of. Just that's true. And so when you examine toxic relationships, you need to examine your behavior and what you may have said or done or thought that contributed to the toxicity of the relationship. Ask yourself, could I be the reason that this relationship is toxic? Ooh, that's a big question. If you ask yourself these questions and you answer them honestly, then what happens is it could take you months to work through your understanding of a relationship and how to move forward. And if that's the case, if this is some relationship that's been very important to you, it should take time. I am not suggesting that on your list, when you come up with, oh, I need to, let's say very specifically, I need to end my relationship with X person. That is not Harriet telling you, call that person and say, I'm done with you, or erase them from your phone, block them on social media, it's all over now. That is not what I'm saying to you. I am saying to you, breathe. Be with this moment. Allow yourself to examine it from all angles. figure out what your role is in it, figure out what you can do to just show up better, even if it's showing up to release it. But remember, I say endings are more important than beginnings, because in the beginning, we do our best to show up well. In the end, we often just turn, hard pivot and walk away. If you have to end something based upon what the inspiration has shared with you, do it with grace. And part of how you do it with grace is to fully process what has happened, what your role is, what the other person has done, and how you can move forward without creating any further harm, with love and clarity. Difficult, yes. Doable, yes. And so I leave you today with understanding that the breath can support you in this exercise. As we begin 2022, we're looking to clear the path of our life so that we can move forward, following our inner wisdom, deciding that we are going to make conscious steps to live the lives that we deserve to live. Claiming our intention for now, for this moment, for today, for our lives, and clearing away the clutter that makes it hard and sometimes impossible to fulfill whatever that is. We can do it. You can do it. Use the breath to help you. As we leave, let's take 3 cleansing breaths together. So get that comfortable posture back. Let's take a deep breath in. Breathe in light. Breathe in deep, deep, deep. And let go. Release any negativity within your being. Again, breathe in deep. Breathe in light. Breathe in possibility. Breathe in cleansing of all that needs to go, and let go. Release the breath. Let go of that tension. Let it go. It doesn't belong there. And one more time. Breathe in deep. Breathe in the trust that you can and will follow your inner wisdom. Breathe out long and allow yourself to feel grounded in your own core as you begin this day. Now open your eyes and very gently breathe naturally. Remember the breath today. 3 cleansing breaths can bring you back to center. Remember your intention for the day. Write down concrete ways that you can and will serve your intention. And until next time, have a great day and make it count. Namaste.